Hello everyone, it's QueenVLionz back to you with another video. This video pertains to the unfortunate unaliving of 9-year-old KelseyFerrigon. Before I begin, I would like to extend my condolences and support to the family and community at this time. According to reports, KelseyFerrigon's body was unfortunately discovered on May 9th, 2025 by her 16-year-old brother. It was later revealed that a man who was considered a family friend, Giovanni Ellis, also known as Coleman, was listed as a person of interest in the unfortunate unaliving of KelseyFerrigon. Reports state that the suspect, Giovanni Ellis, would later be unalived by officers in Ferrigon, Jamaica. Reports also stated that Giovanni Ellis was out on bail on a charge of cruelty to a child and was on the run since the discovery of KelseyFerrigon. Reports would also state that after the discovery of KelseyFerrigon's body was discovered by her older sibling, their mother reportedly was away from home. It would later be confirmed that KelseyFerrigon was unfortunately SA'd and then unalived by strangulation. The homicide has sparked national outrage, with calls for stronger protection of children and swift justice. The Children Protection and Family Service Agency dispatched a team of first responders. It was stated while the team continues its probe into the incident, it has referred KelseyFerrigon's mother and siblings to the Ministry of Justice Victims Services Division for counseling. The CPFSA Chief Executive Officer, Lornette Adams Thomas, stated that the brutal nature of the girl's death reflects a chilling disregard for the sanctity of childhood. She lamented that Kelsey's 16-year-old brother, who made the discovery, as well as her mother and two other siblings, aged 6 and 3, are now left to grapple with this unspeakable trauma. She would further state that the agency will work closely with the police and other authorities to supporting the family during this time of loss. The CPFSA head also noted that the crime unfolded during Child Month, a time designated to raise awareness about children's rights and to advocate for their protection. She stated this year's theme is Stand Up, Speak Out, Stop Child Abuse and Exploitation takes on even greater urgency in the wake of this tragedy. Again, continued condolences and support to the Ferrigon family at this time as you are grieving the loss of your child and sibling. I can't even begin to imagine what this family and community is experiencing at this time. There are several questions that needs to be answered. How did the suspect get bail? If the suspect, who is also a monster, yes, I said it, monster, was already in prison for cruelty to a child for a similar crime which he committed, this time someone's child died. Why are we giving these monsters access to our children? Yes, I'm gonna keep on calling them monsters. It's not the monsters outside that we should worry about. It's the monsters that we actually let in. This man is a known PDF file. He's a known offender. Why are we continuously protecting these abusers? He had no business being out on bail. I really need investigators in Jamaica to find out who bailed Giovanni Ellis out, because they also need to be investigated and charged as an accessory. This monster, I'm going to keep on calling this bastard a monster. This monster was already in jail. He had no business being out in the public, let alone given access to these kids. I cannot begin to imagine what Kelsey's older brother, 16, traumatized of seeing his baby sister stuffed in a barrel, no longer alive. The mom was probably handling business only to discover that her child is no longer here because this monster was given access to her child. This monster was given access to violating, taking away the innocence of this baby. And as a coward, he ran away to another parish only to be unalived by officers in the process. We literally have a problem in society in which we are protecting abusers within our communities. We need to stop this. It's not making no sense. We can't say protect black children and we're out here protecting abusers. It's not gonna work. Make it make sense. This baby who was 9 years old is no longer here because persons were not paying attention. The adults were not paying attention. Now this 16-year-old is going to be traumatized, not only in the short term, but in the years and decades to come. I can't imagine the guilt this baby is feeling now that his baby sister is no longer here. I can't begin to imagine the pain this mother is feeling and the other two babies are feeling of losing their sibling. I can't begin to imagine what this community is feeling. This child had so much to live for, only to be taken out by a monster who had no business being out within the community. This is no longer a private matter. This is not only national, but it's becoming international news. This unfortunate tragedy should be a wake-up call, not only for us internationally, but nationally and locally. This story could happen to anybody's child at any point. And it's time for us to stop protecting these abusers within our communities. They have no business being around our children. They have no business being within our societies. Again, it goes back to the point of who are we really protecting? in these unfortunate situations. The monster was already in prison. So to whomever gave him bail, understand this: you helped within this unfortunate tragedy, and you should take some accountability and responsibility for this girl's unaliving. We gotta stop acting as if this is normal. This ain't normal. According to the Atlantic Council Organization, the prevalence of gender-based violence in the Caribbean stands out in international comparisons. In 2019, 5 of the top 20 recorded SA rates worldwide were in the Caribbean. Moreover, surveys compiled suggested that 46% of women in the Caribbean have experienced at least one form of violence in their lifetime. Particularly critical are the cases of Guyana and Jamaica. In Guyana, 55% of women reported having at least one form of violence, including intimate partner violence and non-partner SA. Jamaica has the highest rates of femicide in the world. Again, this form of violence should be a wake-up call for us all, and for us as community members to speak up when we see something that is wrong. Though KelseyFerrigon is no longer here, it is our responsibility to look out for one another and hold each other accountable when these unfortunate incidents occur. Silence is no longer an option. How many more community members are we willing to lose before we say enough is enough? How many futures must be snatched away before we as community members speak up and speak out before unfortunate tragedies such as this occur? When are we going to start listening and not dismissing when allegations are brought to our attention of abuse? We must begin the uneasy conversations with our babies as it pertains to abuse, and we as the adults have the responsibility to ensuring that our babies are safe. And when persons who are known abusers, they should not be given any access to our children in the process. It is our duties as the adults, as the elders, to make sure that our babies have a fighting chance. Protect Black children. Say their names, known and unknown. Rest in peace to KelseyFerrigon. And as always, please be safe out here. And I will see you in the next video.